Hi, Clark Smith here. I want to talk about the Winesmith Russian River 2007 Pinot Noir. Now I got this off of Linmar Estate, the Quail Hill Vineyard there in Sebastopol, Grayton, wherever that is, out on 116 there. And this is for those of you who know my 2005 Second Fiddle, you know that off of Kathy Joseph's Fiddlesticks Vineyard down in Santa Rita Hills, you know that I made a northern Burgundian, sort of a Côte de Beaune style wine there. You could read a magazine right through it, very silky, very feminine, and yet with a lot of aging potential and depth, but you know, very little structure, very little tannin, tons of florality and ethereality and stuff. Well, this is that kind of wine too. That's the kind of Pinot that I like to make. I don't like to push the alcohol. I don't need a lot of color. I don't need a lot of tannin. And I'm really looking for that kind of grace and elegance. And the wines I make have a tendency to last a long time. So I took a somewhat different tack here with this one because when I bottled Second Fiddle, I gave it 3 years in neutral cooperage. And you know, that was in 2005, and it's still coming around today. It's probably just getting to its, to start to taste its best, but that sure took 11 years. And so I thought, you know, I shouldn't have bottled that wine at that time. I should have given it more opportunity to take advantage of its aging potential and let it develop more complexities in barrel. So that's what I did here. I got to 3 years old. Here I am, 2010. I'm looking at bottling and I go, you know, I think I'm going to take just a little more time. And so I gave it another year. And I tasted it and hadn't changed much. So I gave it another year. And then I gave it another year and another year and another year, and I finally bottled it last fall. So it's 8 years in old wood, and as you can see, it's still just that sort of garnet hue that a young Pinot has, and holding up just fine, thanks. But it's got a lot more aromatic development in the nose, and really, I won't say it's at its peak, but frankly, it's got so much going for it now that I think you really could just drink it up. It's easily going to last another 5 or 10 years, but I'm not sure there's any point to that, except that it might be a good idea to just buy a lot of it and have it around. But I don't really expect it to get any better than it is right this minute. So what do we got here? Well, to begin with, the mark of the Russian River, nobody knows why, is black cherry. And I think if you can ask anybody that Russian River is a really long river, and it's really cold by the ocean, and it's really hot up by Geyserville, but you always get black cherries, even in the Petit Syrahs, but certainly in the Pinot Noirs. And this has got this fresh black cherry right up front. So it still seems quite youthful in the nose, but around that, you've got all this other tertiary development. So there's, what am I getting here? Marzipan, maybe toasted marshmallow, some herbs like thyme, maybe a little sage, and then that Romano Asiago, you know, that sort of earthy cheesiness to it. So, just so all kinds of stuff happening in the nose. The mouth is pure silk, but with all this driving energy in the finish is very lively. There's no dryness to it at all. just lush and round and silky and very, very generous, where the second fiddle is not so generous now. It has a lot of depth to it, but you kind of have to go exploring. This one, hey, here's the flavors right here. And so I like them equally well, but they have very different personalities. This is a real extrovert. You don't have to kind of wonder whether you're going to like it. Very proud to explore the potential of what Russian River Pinot can be with extended barrel age. I don't believe I've ever seen another wine that was made in this style. You'll recognize its kinship with the Russian River right away, but it's going to show you some things that you won't find anywhere else. And so just another example of the postmodern crazy experimentation that I like to do at Winesmith, and I hope you get a bottle or two and enjoy it.